I'm Phil Wang, and welcome to Unspeakable. This is a show about inventing brand new words, created by three amazing guests. I love words. I consider words to be my tools, which is why my construction firm went bust. Wang's Wigwams! You have our word, and nothing else. Now, we'll be meeting our panel very shortly, but first, let's welcome our expert of expressions, the goddess of the glossary, the first lady of linguistics, it's Susie Dent. Susie, could you please share with us a treasure of a word that's been delighting you recently?
Yeah, it's an old word. I found it in the Historical Dictionary, my favourite place, and it's to cachinnate. Not what you think. It is defined in the dictionary as to laugh loudly or immoderately. So I chuckled, guffawed, and cachinated my way through the show. It's just very expressive, I think.
Sadly, I've done quite a few gigs that have been decachinated. Okay, now the challenge is, can our panel come up with any brand new words as satisfying as cachinate? Let's meet them and find out. Joining us for this episode are Rhys James, Jessica Knappett, and Griff Rhys Jones! Now, Griff, you were born in Wales. Mm-hmm. I was just wondering if you have any favourite Welsh words. There's some wonderful Welsh
I was
words.
born in Cardiff, and I sort of, at the age of 6 months, I persuaded my parents to move away. So there is a bit of it's a sort of, I'm a classic bogus Welshman, I'm afraid. I'm one of the Epping Welsh.
The Epping Welsh.
Well, there were only 5 of us, and we all lived in the same house, but that was the sort of level. So we were Welsh on the phone.
What does that mean?
Well, that means when my father picked up the phone, he went, hello?
Well, Rhys James, welcome to the show. I can't see there being any confusion here at all.
Rhys James is a stage name. My real name is Rhys Jones. I had to change it because there's already some comedian with that name. But it's lovely to meet my hero.
I know. Yeah, it's the same. My real name is John Cleese.
Jessica Knappett.
Yeah, hi.
Hi, Jessica Knappett. You've got such a great name, Jessica,
Thank you.
that you've had something named after you, and I was actually there for this.
Oh, yeah.
Because you have a part of the Taskmaster set named after you.
Yeah.
Which part of the Taskmaster set is named after you?
The bit that I fell off.
Right, well, let's play Unspeakable. Each of our guests has come armed with a brand new word of their own invention that describes an experience, emotion, object, or sensation that currently has no word to define it, to help cure that all-too-common feeling when we're quite literally lost for words. Whichever word I deem to be the most useful for humanity will be added to the one true book of books. No, not my novelization of the Emoji Movie. I'm talking about the Unspeakable Dictionary. Look at that. Oh, look at that. Genuine clever. Let's start the game with our first word, which comes from Griff Rhys Jones. Griff, please give us your word, then tell us a brief definition, and tell us why you're so keen for this word to be created.
Okay, well, my word is imply talk, and it's complicated because the imply talk sort of tells what it is, but it might also be defined as truncatoration or slang, kerbal, because what it means is the habit that some people, especially myself, in fact, have of starting a sentence but then moving on to another sentence without ever getting to the point of what it was, that because there's a way of wanting whoever you're talking to as quickly as possible. And in some senses, I feel that it's a thing that actually drives my poor wife completely, and I've always found... Anyway, you get the idea.
That's all the time we have. Thank you so much.
I find that it's an important element in our relationship that probably needs a definition.
Imply talk. Okay, so moving on to the next sentence before the first one's even finished, or just leaving it hanging.
Just leaving it hanging, truncated.
Do you think everyone does this, or is it men who have a particular problem with finishing early? I mean, with the words.
With long-term relationship, there is a tendency to assume that we're sort of mentally communing, even when, and this is just what tends to happen.
Right, so it's finishing each other's sentences, but you don't give her
Which is
a...
quite romantic, really. Not as romantic as finishing each other's sandwiches. But it is. It's actually you're opening yourself up to...
Communication.
It's contagious, isn't it? But I think this is a particularly British issue. So much in the UK is expressed by implication, right? Like when you're on a busy train, people go, sorry, can I just...
Yeah.
And I always go, yeah, of course. I don't know what they want to do. They could say, can I just put my tongue in your ear? And I'm going, oh, yeah.
You've agreed to it now.
I've agreed to it. It's a verbal contract.
Yeah, isn't it that people are more likely to say sorry when they've been insulted in some way? So sorry, can I just, when they've been, then when you've barged them, you say sorry to them.
Oh, you have to preempt their anger. You go
yeah.
and start with the apology and then do as you please.
Did you say sorry to that bit of the Taskmaster stage?
Imply talk. I think this is a very handy word. Susie, what do you think?
Yeah, well, this is kind of ... has its own entry in the dictionary. I checked. Technically, it's called an ellipsis, which is from the Greek for to come short, which goes back to finishing early.
It's very common.
It's a bit like diminuendo in music, isn't it? Where you start off with your kind of crescendo and then it kind of gradually peters out and dwindles to nothing. But not to be confused with innuendo, which is from the Latin for nodding, because when you're making innuendo, you'll kind of like nod, nod, wink, wink.
Oh, innuendo means...
Nod.
Oh.
Yeah.
So ellipses.
Ellipses,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
When my sentences trail off, they're called phillipses. Isn't that cute? That's sweet.
I like that.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Griff. That's our first word in the show, imply talk. I've been known to gimply talk in my time, but in my defense, it is hard to enunciate through a ball gag. Now, we at Unspeakable are big fans of recycling. None of that polluting, low-quality, fast language here. So as well as minting shiny new words, we want to bring back into circulation some old words that have undeservingly fallen out of favour. So it's over to Susie to present our regional word of the week.
Yes. Well, the best thing about looking through regional dialect dictionaries is that you find words which you just never knew needed to exist, and this is one of them. So from Yorkshire, to flaup, F-L-A-U-P, is to strike with something flexible, which I'm guessing is like a ruler. When it makes that brrr, and I did look this up. There's a lot of science behind flauping rulers, apparently.
Well, the science to do with like the sound it makes or the wiggle
all
it
of
gives?
it, the flexibility, how long it goes.
Well, I've actually got the Unspeakable bookmark right here. That's pretty floppy.
That's very floppy.
That sounds great.
It's very flexible. Although I kind of feel like it needs...
I've just realised that this is going out with no visuals, and all people are going to hear is... And Susie going, that's very flexible. Okay, it's time to hear our second word of the show, and this has been brought to us by Jessica Knappett. Jessica, please tell us your word, then give us a brief definition and tell us why it matters to you.
Yes, my new word is whoopsieo. And it is the name given to someone who accidentally and undeservedly receives a promotion. I'm thinking specifically, actually, of my friend Hannah, who, on a recent work trip to Thailand, witnessed her boss having an affair. This is absolutely true. And when she came home, she was the new head of finance. Even though Hannah thinks that the multiplication button on a calculator is a kiss.
If you're thinking, how are calculators relevant in a show about words, you've obviously never typed 5318008 and turned it upside down. A wonderful word.
What does it spell? I've never done that.
You've never done it?
No.
Oh, Susie.
Boobies.
Boobies, yeah.
How old were you?
30. Susie, have you ever witnessed an affair? Sorry, I mean, what do you think of whoopsieo as an offering?
Well, have you heard of the Peter Principle in business use? So
Yeah.
the Peter Principle is where an employee tends to rise until they reach their level of incompetence. It was in a paper written by someone called Lawrence Peter and Raymond Hull. I think there's quite a lot of it about. But in France, they have practically legitimised workplace affairs in language because they have what is called le deuxième bureau, which is the second office, which is where you go when you are having one. You go to the second office. And then they have a 5 à 7, which are the hours of the day when you are almost expected to meet your lover after work before you go home. They've actually
What's it like between
got
5
formal
and...
terms for these things.
So between 5 and 7?
Between 5 and
roughly.
7, yes.
We don't have affairs between 5 and 7 in the UK. We have pointless.
Yes.
And the 6 o'clock news, thank you very much.
Yes.
How many marriages have been saved by Alexander Armstrong and Clive Myrie? God bless him. Okay, well, that's our second word of the show, whoopsieo. Will this be climbing the greasy pole to place in the Unspeakable dictionary? We'll find out soon. But for now, thanks for bringing it in, Jessica Knappett. Now, here at Unspeakable, we like to run a tight ship. So as well as welcoming on board new creations, we also like making badly behaved words walk the plank. So we're giving our panel the chance to offer up a word they'd like to send down to the depths of the word jail. Rhys James, let's start with you.
Scrummy. It's just disgusting, isn't it? It's just so twee. It's insufferably twee. It's from the family of hollybobs and drinky poos and hubby. And I just know if you say scrummy, you've got a tea towel that says keep calm and drink gin on it. And it makes my skin crawl, all of it. I saw it the other day, it said keep calm and drink coffee. You've got to pick one, mate.
Absolutely agreed. I use the full word scrumdiddlyumptious a lot. Because I'm a serious adult. Susie, what do you think about getting rid of scrummy?
Well, yeah, I'm so with you on this. So it's short for scrumptious, chitty bang bang style. And it's a really early example of slang flipping something bad to good, because the first meaning of scrumptious was really mean and stingy. So it was not a very nice one. And then slang turned it on its head. And I'm with you. Scrummy and yummy should never be used by adults, together with tummy and nom nom.
Stop using all my nicknames.
Twee is like the imitation of a child saying sweet. Twee. That's where it comes
Oh,
from.
wow.
So it's
Well, I want to get rid of that
enough.
one as well now.
Jessica, over to you. What word would you like to banish to purgatory?
I just want to get rid of pop, and it's the specific use of pop as a euphemism. I think it's like putting a smiley face on a disaster. When people say things to me like, just pop that over in an email.
Yeah.
And that's just a way of saying, do loads of work for free. We won't acknowledge it. We might even just ignore it. Or my favourite recently, it's used a lot in the medical profession, I've found, pop this needle into your spine. So you can give birth the easy way.
I hate it when I go into an appointment and they're like, oh, just pop your clothes off. I'm like, this is a dentist. Why am I having to... This seems unnecessary. Susie, pop can mean very different things, but when did it start becoming a cutesy replacement for put?
Around the 15th century, so we've been doing this for a long time. As it's all about something quick, obviously, and originally explosive, which is why we have pop the fizzy drink. It's also short for poppycock, which has one of the worst etymologies. So poppycock obviously meaning nonsense, but actually it means soft shit. Or doll's poo, essentially.
Doll's poo?
Doll's poo, yeah. So papa, we can't quite work out whether it means dolls or soft. And there's also a nice word that James Joyce coined, which is popismic, which meant the sound of smacking lips. Popismic.
Popismic.
Yeah.
Oh, is he coming on the show?
We popped him an email anyway.
This has just changed everything, though, because now that we know that it's 15th century and it derives from doll's poo, suddenly it becomes an authentic and very important word to retain. And the idea that it's sort of like got that terrible twee connotation goes out the window, doesn't it?
Imagine how terrifying it'd be to come home and there's a shit under your doll. Like a tiny emoji curly poo under one of them. You're like, I might invent a word about this. Terrifying. Okay, now, last but not least, Griff, what's your choice for a word to be jailed?
Well, the word I've chosen is cool, which has come into the language to be used by certain people with no sense of communication or meaning of any kind whatsoever. So, I mean, I love young people, and I work with young people, and, you know, as long as they don't try and take my job or my money. But
What about your name?
I worked with a very nice guy, but he couldn't say anything but cool. So you'd arrive and say, everything all right? Cool. Are we going on stage later? Cool. So you can say that's dandy or swell. People used to say swell.
I like swell. I say
swell. And bully.
Bully?
Yeah.
Bully for that. Bully for you.
Bully. Just bully, you know. Are we going to have fun today? Bully.
Yeah, that's much clearer. Well, Susie, where does cool come from in this
So cool in
definition?
this sense, it's really old. So first recorded in public schools in the late 19th century to mean hot, you know, to mean something good. And then really exploded in the jazz era, so Charlie Parker, 1940s. And I thought, until very recently, that it was the one intergenerational word that had really stayed the course. And everyone could say cool. I could say cool. You and I could say cool. Griff, a 5-year-old could say it, and teenagers didn't roll their eyes. Well, that has changed now because cool is definitely uncool for anyone under 20. It's what they call chuggy.
Thank God for that.
That journey is quite unique, isn't it? From English public school to jazz.
Yeah.
That's the journey of that word.
Yeah.
Wow.
That is quite a trajectory.
Presumably you had some stopping points on the way. I doubt Charlie Parker just visited Eton one day and was like, oh, these guys are pretty... these guys know what's happening.
No, it kind of flew below the radar and then suddenly resurfaced in the US.
It's tough to keep track of, these fashions. What's cool can change in the blink of an eye, which is why I'm selling my Tesla. And my Make America Great Again hat. Culture just changes. It just changes on a dime these days. You can't keep up. Now, before we lock the door to our alphabeti Alcatraz, let's see if the studio audience have any words they'd like to be rid of. Starting off, we have Maeve from Tooting. Hello, Maeve.
Hi.
What word would you like to get rid of, Maeve?
I'd like to get rid of the word crusty.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, sounds like there's a lot of agreement for crusty.
Yeah.
What don't you like about crusty?
I just think it's a word that sounds like what it is, but in a very negative and very visual.
So it's too effective a word, basically.
Yeah.
It works too well.
Yeah.
It's too onomatopoeic for you.
Absolutely.
How do you feel about squelch and moist?
Yeah, I think they both came up in the discussion of words we'd like to get rid of. So, negative. Get rid of them all.
Crusty. What do you? Because crusty has a gross edge, but then also a crusty bit of
finish
bread.
with pie, yes. Crusty bread.
Crusty bed is not good. Crusty bed. I think that's what Maeve is talking about.
I did not mean to say that.
What about a crusty piece of bread? That sounds, that's exciting, isn't it?
Yeah, but is it?
Yeah, good retort. That's me told. Thank you, Maeve from Tooting. And next we have Hugh.
Hello, Phil.
Hi, Hugh. What word would you like to get rid of?
I would very much like to get rid of the word doable because it is such a god-awful word. There are so many better words. There's manageable, there's achievable, and then about, maybe 10 years ago, people suddenly started throwing doable into into reports and things. And you think, for God's sake, doable. What are you doing? You know, any other word. Sorry, it really, really, really winds me up. Use the word doable.
Have a guess as to when it came into the language.
It came into my language in about 2011.
So the first record, 1488.
Really?
Yeah. And it was written for a while as doable with the E, if that makes it any better. DOE, able.
Yeah.
Does that improve it?
They just
not one bit.
They just popped it into the. They just popped it into the dictionary at the same time.
Thank you very much, everyone, for your word jail submission. Now, we just have the one guest left to give us their invented word, and that is Rhys James. Rhys, please give us your word. Tell us what it means and why it matters to you.
Okay, swell. My word is petrayal. Petrayal.
Okay.
Petrayal, which is the absolutely crushing feeling and crushing hit you get to your ego when you stroke a cat and they immediately clean the area you just touched. I grew up with cats. I've got a cat of my own now, and often things happen that feel like betrayal, like either the cleaning thing or like my cat quite often like goes out at night and comes home smelling of perfume and cigarettes. And that makes me jealous for two reasons. One, sort of cheating on me, and two, better social life that I've got. I mean, it's pretty brutal. But just any out of context thing with your own pet, you know. I saw my cat on a different street to the one we live on recently, and we both double took.
Why are you so worried about your cat being on the next street? Why can this cat not have any freedom, Rhys? It's not like you're bumping into your cat on Oxford Street in Zara, is it? I mean, why is it so odd?
No, I suppose what you've highlighted is that effectively it's an abusive relationship.
Yeah.
It's quite controlling.
You're sounding very possessive.
I'm being very possessive to the cat I do own.
Can I just say very quickly, get a dog. Because that's the cat's independence. The cat does that. If you know, dogs will come along and lick your dirty bits. If you want it. You know, they don't betray you. They want to.
May I clarify?
Yeah.
For the court.
Yeah.
My issue isn't that I want my cat to lick me. It's that I don't want it to feel that me stroking it is immediately
a dog
dirty.
is so good. You know, if a dog vomits in the kitchen, it eats it up.
Don't applaud the most disgusting thing I've ever heard.
Dogs in the dictionary get a really hard time as opposed to cats, because we have hangdog expression, it's a dog's life, it's a dog's dinner, dog's body, and the cats get all the cream, really.
Pajamas.
9 lives, cat's pajamas,
yeah.
whiskers, all of that. That's quite interesting. One of the things that all etymologists want to crack in their lifetime is where dog came from, because we have no clue. It's one of the biggest etymological mysteries that we have. So until Middle English we had hound, and then suddenly, out of nowhere, dog appeared. And there was a Richard Dog tale that's recorded on the court rolls in Anglo-Saxon times. But that's it. That's our only record. Surnames are our only records. And then suddenly dog was everywhere.
Dog was everywhere. Suddenly, like after lockdown. You remember that?
Yeah.
For a couple of weeks after COVID, I thought one of the symptoms of COVID was it turned you into a dog. There were so many dogs just turned up. Do you have pets, Jessica?
No, when I met my husband, he had a dog, actually, that slept in the bed with him. And it became quite a contentious subject. I didn't approve of the dog in the bed. So I asked him, I said, it's me or the dog. And basically what had to happen is I just had to, be better than a dog. So the bar was quite low, and I did win in the end.
In the end? How long was this trial?
It was a battle. It went on for years.
And they should see you catch a frisbee in your mouth.
Honestly, when I am sick on the kitchen floor,
There we have Rhys's choice for a brand new word, petrayal. Well, we now have all three words that our celebrities have brought to the show. Imply talk from Griff Rhys Jones, whoopsieo from Jessica Knappett, and petrayal from Rhys James. The question is, which one deserves a place in the Unspeakable dictionary? We are a very modern form of democracy on this show, which means one-man rule. This man, Phil Wang. And I've decided that our champion is Jessica Knappett with whoopsieo! Congratulations, Jessica. We've just got time to see if our audience have any suggestions that they'd put into the Unspeakable dictionary. Do we have Zandali from Australia?
Zandali's been before.
I think Zandali. Have you been? You've been on before, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, Zandali, welcome back.
Thank you. It's the same Zandali from the same Australia. My word is frenemite.
Oh, not frenemy, but frenemite.
Exactly. So I know you are probably familiar with frenemy.
Yeah.
But this is also adding another element to it, which is a frenemy who's also a bit of a termite. So sounds harsh, but I'm talking about a situation when you might have a friend group and there's one person in the group who's really not your friend and they're kind of eating away at the energy of the group, but you've got to put up with them. So it's a frenemite.
Right, that's what I am.
This is reminding me of the word shot clog, who is the person in the pub that everyone puts up with just because they're buying the next round. That's from Victorian times, that one, shot clog.
Shot clog.
A shot clog. Yeah. No one wants them there. They are frenemites.
Frenemite. That's very handy, Zandali. Handy Zandali. Wow. See you at the next recording, Zandali.
See you soon, guys.
Thank you. Our final word goes to Susie. Susie, please send us off with a delicious post-dinner chocolate mint of a word.
I give you de-pooperit from Scots, which means totally and utterly exhausted. De-pooperit.
I thought that's what you have to do before you eat a prawn, de-pooper it. De-pooper, well, feeling de-pooper it can only mean one thing. We've reached the end of this episode. Thank you very much, as always, to the brilliant Susie Dent and to our guests, Rhys James, Jessica Knappett, and Griff Rhys Jones. I'm Phil Wang, and this has been Unspeakable. Goodbye! Unspeakable was presented by Phil Wang and Susie Dent, with guests Rhys James, Jessica Knappett, and Griff Rhys Jones. It was devised by Joe Varley, additional material was written by Matthew Crosby and Katie Story, and the producer was John Harvey. It's a Brown Bread production for BBC Radio 4.